she kills. Is that right?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, she here.
What does Gertrude have to lose by dissolving her relationship with Claudius?
She's not the queen anymore.
She wouldn't be the queen.
Yeah.
She wouldn't be the queen, so she would need to hang on to it.
She wouldn't have power anymore.
She wouldn't have power anymore. So what would be the rationale for her killing Ophelia?
Keep her power.
Jealousy.
Jealousy
To keep her power.
and to keep her power. Now, I'm not going to dispute that. I'm not going to say that that's a bad choice to argue. I just feel like, from the perspective of power and human nature, that Claudius's actions are much more plausible than some of the other ones. And again, you're not in a position where you're going to be able to verify any of these possibilities. But I think what you can do is to argue them based upon what is human nature. And I think that I don't think that human nature necessarily changes between then and now. I think that what motivates people today is very similar to what motivates people 50 years ago or 500 years ago. I mean, that's my own personal point of view. Okay, what are you saying? Okay. Tell me more. Go ahead.
It's kind of like off, but you said earlier that's like sex and death is where does like all this cell phone technology fit into all this? To fit into that? I mean, people who just like play games on their computers all day or like play with their phone.
Well,
I mean, that's
Freudians would maintain it's just another way of you killing yourself.
You want to kill the death.
Well, yeah, I mean, just playing video games hour after hour is just another form of psychological suicide.
Why do you want to kill yourself?
Why do you want to kill yourself?
Yeah.
Well, Freud would say that that's a natural human feeling, that people do want to harm themselves. You don't know you want to harm yourself, but based upon all the things that Freud studied over time, he came to the realization that people people's thoughts are really driven by sex, or they're driven by death. They're driven by love, or so actions that you can take, right, about actions that you can take that sort of verify this concept of death. Now, you come to a yellow light, what do you come to an intersection, it's a yellow light, what do you automatically do? Do you?
Speed up.
Now, some people slow down, but you only slow down because that's the answer that you were taught to give. Most of the people, as Freud would say, are driven by this need to do things that ultimately would be harmful to themselves. So when we talk about cell phones or video games, innocuous kinds of behavior, well, we can stretch the meaning of that, right? We can stretch the meaning of that. And some of the existentialists talk about this idea of psychological suicide. That you're doing something that has absolutely it doesn't help you at all. In fact, it sort of sits back and harms you. Not in a true way, but in a way that doesn't allow you to grow and experience life anymore. Any other questions? Any other thoughts? What else do you need from me in terms of this assignment? Do you have what you need, or do you need more from me?
I get a piece of paper and then you just kind of bullet down the points that you've made.
We got it on film, Steve.
Oh, you got it on film?
I
You
got
got
it
it
on
on
film.
You have it on film, right?
Okay, well, good.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do this and then go back and think about everything that I said. What have you been doing? Write this stuff down. No, I'm not bullying all the things that I said a lot.
I know.
I can't really
Got
remember what I
15
said,
minutes.
to be honest with you.
All right. Well. Then
What else do you need?
That's about it.
Is this helpful?
Yes.
Can you
Go ahead.
just clarify like what Claudius's motive would be?
Power,
If-
control, maintaining that.
so-
If he gets rid of her, he gets rid of a pregnant lover who gets in his way.
Why would he, when he has Gertrude, why would he go to Ophelia to begin with?
Power.
No, but if he already has Gertrude, who has power, Ophelia doesn't have more power than he does.
No, but Ophelia, but it's the control of an individual, right?
Yeah.
So Bill Clinton, former president, the most powerful man in the entire world, has a wife who is very powerful as well. Yet he decides, as you were taking U.S. History AP in chapter 30, as you will see, when there is a whole page dedicated to the Monica Lewinsky scandal, he decides to have his way with a young, chunky internist who has a penchant for holding on to dirty dresses. Is that all on film? Right? Now, why does he do that? He does that because it is an issue of power and control. So this is where Marx goes from being sort of a political theorist to being more of a sociologist or a psychologist. If the subject was truly around in the mid-19th century. Go ahead.
So basically what you're saying is that he's taking control of the power and control of the...
This is his MO.
Yeah.
Claudius's modus operandi in life is to maintain power and control in any way, shape, or form.
So it's not taking advantage of it then? It's just maintaining?
Well, that's you. People who have the power take advantage of it all the time,
Yeah.
right? I mean, you can give me leader after leader who has gone above and beyond the amount of power that was given to them, and you can identify they had a lot of power. They just want more, and it's not just political leaders, but it's it's Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
What did Tiger Woods have?
Affairs.
Everything. Everything. He had the niceties of life that none of us, maybe some of you who are really special, that none of us will ever get. And he decided to hook himself up with dozens of women of questionable nature and means. These weren't beautiful women. These weren't powerful women. These weren't women who allowed him more contracts, more endorsements, a better putting game. These weren't golf professionals. These were women who he was able to have because he had the power and control. That's what he did. So it's most anyone. It's most anyone. Yep.
But why not, I know we're trying to prove that he murdered Ophelia, but why not just hide her away? I mean...
Why not physically take her to the nunnery?
No,
just
we'll
take
hide
her
her away
somewhere else.
somewhere, because like, he has the power and she's gonna do it, just like...
People in power aren't concerned with doing things a little bit. The power only stays when the most is done. Right? The power is only maintained when your enemies or those who are in your way are eliminated. So, we're not dealing with people who are moral. Is Claudius a moral person? No. So part of your argument is that here's a man who does not possess moral bearings. He doesn't possess moral reasoning.
Can you say feelings?
Well, I think he's a sociopath. So I don't think feelings necessarily come into it.